Welcome to a Healthy Living video blog at workoutmaster.com. This is Ruben.
And this is Aram.
Today we're going to talk about building muscle. We got a couple of questions about how one can build bigger muscles. Let's tear this one apart.
Yeah, absolutely. And the question also was in regards to people that are hard gainers that have a difficult time putting on body weight. Well, lucky you. For other people, it's really easy. Easier than they would like to be, but it is the truth though. There is a lot of people out there that have a hard time actually putting on muscle and putting on some type of weight so they can actually fill up.
Now, it seems like a simple question, but it have multiple avenues that you kind of lead to that particular.
Yes.
So we can talk about this for pretty much hours, so we're going to try to cut it down as short as possible. One of the major reasons, in my opinion, that people have a hard time gaining weight because they're mostly in a catabolic state, that is comparative to anabolic or muscle building state. And the reason for it is because they're under a lot of stress.
Absolutely. Oftentimes what can happen also is that the stress could be caused by the amount of exercise that they're doing. You know, in an effort to put on weight, they spend more time than they should at the gym. They overtrain themselves pretty much to thinness, and it's impossible to put on muscle when the stimulus that you want to give specifically to your body for your body to grow is not met. You are overshooting yourself by overtraining.
That is very common, I think, in my opinion, especially within the fitness bodybuilder communities. It's called overtraining. The only way you can figure it out, if you're going to stop working out for some period of time, then you're going to start working out again, maybe a little bit lighter. And if you see a progress, chances are that's exactly what's going on. Again, as we talked with Ruben before, it's very important to just check your temperature in the morning and pulse in the morning. That it's basically going to tell you where you're at health-wise, and if you have a low temp, low pulse, chances are there's something going on with your bodily systems that are making you catabolic, and that's probably one of the cheapest ways to figure out what's going on with you.
Yeah, fortunately, for a lot of people, it's very easy to actually have a pretty normal or fast metabolism. When you have a fast metabolism, it will be hard, to actually put on weight. But the weight that oftentimes these people want to get is actually muscle weight. So it has to do with the stimulus and the amount of tension and time that you put the muscles under duress for them to overcome that stress that you're putting them through and actually grow. So it's very important that you revise every little part of your training log to see what you're doing as far as intensity, tempo, time on the load, and try to simplify their workouts by actually doing exercises that are more compounded as to isolation exercises. Obviously, the people that pose these questions, we do not know exactly what they're doing, so it's hard to tell and to give them advice that will really pinpoint exactly where is it that they're failing to actually to pay attention and probably where they're missing the mark. But it's important that they do that first of all, that they're actually working big exercises, as you guys know, deadlifts, squats, pull-ups, all kinds of exercises that are multi-joint, multi-muscles at the same time, as opposed to doing, for example, and not that there's anything wrong if you enjoy it, like doing bicep curls, because you're only moving one joint, probably activating a couple of muscles.
Another important thing that people try to do to gain muscle, they start eating a lot of protein. They use protein powders, they eat a lot of protein, they basically tend to abuse protein. And as you know from our previous episodes, if you abuse protein and you have too much of it, that will generally load your blood sugar, will stress out your system, will generally going to make you, again, catabolic just by virtue of overeating on the protein. So that's another very important part.
Yeah, major oscillations in your blood sugar levels is going to create a hormonal disruption. And that hormonal disruption would always be, like Aaron just mentioned, to make you catabolic. Once again, if you have stress hormones that are, going through the body at a rampant pace, it's very difficult to stay in the anabolic system that you really need to be able to build up muscle. And this has to be on a consistent basis over weeks and months.
And another thing you would want to watch out is it all depends on the body type. Some people not meant to put on a lot of body weight, especially those thin, longer body types. They have a very hard putting the body weight. And the truth is, these people are just really not designed for it. If you're short, stocky, have short limbs, you will have a lot easier time, chances are, putting the muscle weight on rather than somebody tall and skinny.
Absolutely.
It's just the bottom line. You have to be kind of objective with where you're at. I mean, I understand that we have a certain body image that we strive to, but then at the same time, you would want to look at where you're at personally and see if this is exactly. Some people have to get jump to the hoops to get where they really want to get. Some people really have no ability to get there. Like, there's really no way for me to jump as good as, let's say, an NBA player. It's just ability is really not there.
Absolutely.
Plus amount of time that I have to spend to train to get there might be a whole lot more than for somebody who does this naturally. So
right.
You have to be, what I'm saying is you have to be realistic with your expectation. We're really not knowing who we're answering to. We don't know their body type or anything about the specific people, but we're just giving you general understanding that some things are very important.
Right. So in order to summarize what we just mentioned to you, look at your stress levels. Look at how hard you're training or not training hard enough. It could be either or. How much are you resting or not being able to rest, and how much stress or how much of an anabolic response the food that you're eating is going to relate to in response to your efforts.
Look at your body type and look at how much of food that you eat. All those things are exceptionally important in order for you to build a strong, big muscle mass.
Yeah.
Again, also will depend on if you're male or female, obviously. If you're male, it will be a lot easier for you. For females, generally guys want to avoid that in any case. Anything else you want to say?
Yes, as a general rule, do not follow workouts that are, predetermined in magazines. Half of those workouts, either they're not true, or they're people that are actually doing that type of workout to build that kind of muscle are chemically enhanced, and therefore, they belong in a different category than a person that does it a more natural or less chemically enhanced practice.
Absolutely. Remember, guys, your future looks better already. If you share this episode with your family and friends, their future looks better too. Thank you very much for following us and watching us. Until next time.